We were here before, we keep coming back from war.
Right, so that's what I just recorded right here. That's with its solo. Now if I put it with everything.
We were here before, we keep coming back from war.
Right, so you can notice she didn't have the mic up. I'm not tricking you. Okay. So, now what's cool about this is I can put these effects on it. So without these effects, you're not even gonna hear it. You can't even really hear it because I'm recording it at such a soft volume right now to avoid feedback and stuff. But if you turn these on, this is an EQ and this is a compressor. And the compressor can really basically, kind of level things out for you. Like, so if you've got like drums or something that's really loud and really soft, you can put a compressor on it and it makes it all nice and smooth. Every program comes with a basic compressor. So if you've got GarageBand or if you buy something like Ableton Live, you've got a compressor in there. And this is how, when you hear music, when you hear pop singers and stuff, their voice sounds very uniform. And if you try recording stuff at home, you might be like, well, why does my voice sound very soft sometimes and very loud sometimes? Well, the reason why is because they compress it. They put this compressor on and it makes everything nice and level. And then they also use a lot of EQs. So if I run this vocal through this EQ here, you hear what I'm doing with the voice? I'm making it sound all like thin and stuff like that. Well, that's the EQ here. I'm changing the frequencies of what we're hearing of her singing, and that's another trick that you can use to make things sound a little bit nicer. So with Ryoko's voice, I always take the low end out of it because she's got such a beautiful high, like the high part of her voice is really beautiful. And that's the part that I really want to accent when I'm doing recording and when I'm mixing the records down that you hear. So I always put an EQ on it like this to make it sound like that. Alright, then the other thing that's pretty cool that's going on here is I've got this going into a delay. The delay here, here's the delay. And basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the vocal sound and I'm sending part of it over to this delay sound. And I can twist this knob here on this keyboard that I've got. And you can see this delay is moving up and like left and right and stuff. And if it's over here on the right, it's higher sound, and if it's over here on the left, it's a lower sound. So you can hear the delay. Let me solo that. Maybe. Yeah, here we go.
We were here before, we keep coming back from war. We go into the shadows.
Right? So you can hear that delay effect that I'm just kind of moving around here. So that's another cool thing to make. Who sings in the shower? Right? Who sounds great in the shower? Right? Then who records themselves and then it doesn't sound quite as great? I'm right there. That's all me. Right? Or like karaoke. You go to karaoke and you're like, yes, I'm awesome! And you record yourself at home and you're like, ooh, I'm not quite as awesome as I thought. The reason why you sound so awesome is because of all those effects that are on there. Like when you're singing in the shower, you got this like reverb sound. It's like the echo of the shower. The small room with the hard walls around you has this kind of a type of sound to it that makes you sound good. So you'd be surprised at how much you can cover up with delays and stuff like that. And that's actually how I make her sound so good. I'm just joking. So when you're at karaoke, if you want to sound a little bit better, turn the delay, turn the echo up, and you can hide all your mistakes. That's my secret. That'll be $10 each. All right, so next is the guitars. I'm gonna actually delete this vocal part here. So now we got the guitar. Now what Tomo's got going on here is, if you can see at his feet, he's got a Pod XT Live. Now the Pod XT is basically like having a stack of amps and pedals and effects in a box. So you've all been to live shows, right? Pretty much. And you see the guitar players on stage and they got this big box behind them, right? That's an amp and a cabinet. And back in the day, and we're talking 15, 20 years ago, they didn't have boxes like this that set his feet. So you'd have to have an amp in a cabinet, you have to get a microphone out and record it, and if you're on stage, you'd have to have like different amps and different cabinets for different sounds. Nowadays, because of technology like this, you can get everything in the box, so he can play like all these like chorus sounds and delays, all these like really cool effects, and he can make it sound like he's got this amp or that amp, like different amps, which would normally be really big and heavy and hard to carry around. But he's got it all right there in his feet, he can stick it in his backpack and take it with him. So we can come here and do a show like this, and you can hear all these cool effects without having a stack of amps behind us, and you'd have to stand way back at the back because it'd be way too loud. And then he's also got a separate pedal there to add some extra distortion when he needs to get a little bit angrier. Alright. It's almost a very angry guy, so he uses I have to tell him, calm down, calm down. So, what I want to do with you is record kind of at the end where you're playing your solo a bit. Yeah? So, that'll be from here. Oh, wait, hold on, let me turn the solo on. There we go. Cool. So if we play it before I'm recording it. So you hear that sound, right? Now go to the solo effect. Solo. Right, so you can see how the sound changes with just a couple of, he just steps on a couple of things there. So what's cool, let's record a little bit of this. Alright, so we're going to do the exact same thing we just did for Ryoko's voice. We're going to bring it in here. You ready? Just a couple measures before what you just did from the... Yeah. Excellent. So, you can hear the sound change, right? Yeah? Alright. Is Tomo awesome or what? Alright. We should take a vote. Who's more awesome, me or Tomo? No, we shouldn't. I know who would win. It's okay. You don't have to worry about breaking his heart. I know. So if we want to listen to that by itself, right? Or with this one, you can hear the change comes in. Right? So now I've just recorded all of that. Now, if I want to play that back with everything, and if I want to like figure out how it's going to sit within the mix, I can actually adjust the volume of it. I can make it softer, right? Or I can make it louder. But I can play with the different levels. Now, here where he went to where he stepped on the other pedal, it got a little bit softer, so I might want to bring that up a little bit. So what I can actually do is I can hit record here, and I can play.